Jessica Lange, who we feel pretty good about. So yeah, we're thinking for Jessica Lange, something in the range of social self-pres, 9-wing 1, 3-wing 2, 6-wing 7,
Yeah.
or 6-wing 7, 9-wing 1. Just gonna screen share in a second. What I do want to say about here's something that I feel like energetically I've noticed about social self-pres 9-wing 1s is that they feel like swans, kind of like there's something like it's like ultra
Yeah.
like it's like more even feels more refined than like 3-wing 4 or 4-wing 3. It's like there's something, it's just like more dignified or something, like more
They're
um
less slutty and whorish.
yeah, yeah, it's like palatable. um yeah, it feels it's like poised over snotty kind of.
Yeah, and we can watch her videos, but I definitely got like for some reason, just based on her acting, I had guessed she would be a 3-wing 2.
Yeah, I
And then
thought
when
she'd be a 3 too.
watching, then because she can play, she's a good actress, I guess. She can play that like assertive stone cold bitch really well. But then when you see her in interviews, like just not seem to be an
Hey.
immature. Hey.
She's a babe.
Yeah, she's super hot. I for sure thought she was gonna be a 3, and she looks terrifying. I was like, is she a sexual 3? But
No, but then when you watch the interviews, I
interviews.
kept trying to see the 3-wing because I thought she would be a 3-wing 2. I kept trying to see it, and it's like I see it as a fix, but she comes off so 9-wing 1, and even in like her current like career level interviews, but also when you look at her when she's younger, like it was literally, I saw this interview. I don't know if I shared the link, probably didn't, but there's an interview of her when she's younger. She comes off so 9-wing 1, and she's so a speed to talking about like how she sees her movie as promoting like raising consciousness of like the small farm town life and everything, like, but she does it all in a very demure, very like non-assertive way. Like she's
Yeah, she looks kind of soft.
yeah, very soft. Like I was shocked at how soft she is in interviews because I expected her to be much more assertive, and she's definitely to me not an assertive type.
Yeah, I guess she could even be like her last. I was also surprised, yeah, about how socials like some of these haircuts. I'm like,
Yeah.
like yeah, they feel very like
young. If you like, yeah, if you like, which is the one? Oh my God, where can you scroll? Oh, this top one,
this one.
850. Yes, I mean
We
that one is just so like
okay.
9-wing 1 to me. Plus her current interviews.
I know I keep trying to avoid that one interviewer later who's like, "Oh, I just loved you." Like, do you know who I'm talking about? Where you're just always behind her curly.
Yes.
Like, he's so sick of looking at that lady's. I hate her voice. Oh, I've always been a fan. Like you say, fucking everybody, lady. Anyway, now this lady's scamming for the camera. This isn't about you.
You're just like so like.
And yeah, look at her cardigan. Like she's kind of got a social self-pres outfit on.
At the time, because I was expecting her to maybe be a 3-wing. She was like, maybe she just didn't grow into her image yet. You know what I mean? But then I was watching more and more, and of all ages, and she's a 9-wing 1.
Yeah, I know she's like a 963 or 936. Maybe she's integrated into that past a 3, like
yeah,
bitch.
Talking about rural America and like farming communities and all kinds of shit. Like this.
Yeah.
Viewers out there, so many of them are farmers. This will be a very important film for them.
Yeah.
Well, why did you choose to shoot it in Iowa? And you're from Minnesota, as opposed to why not do it in Minnesota?
Well, what happened was when we first started doing the research on the project, we got in touch with a farm organization, a group of people in Des Moines, Iowa. a group called Rural America, which was an organization, a nonprofit organization that was formed to help farmers who were going through this particular crisis. And it just kind of, we ended up there because they were our contact and they put us in touch with a lot of the farmers. And the location, the look of the place was really perfect for what we needed.
Why do you care so much about the American farmer?
I guess it probably goes back to childhood. It goes back to, you know, the first things that I knew, what I understood about the land and what I understood about families and the connection of people to the land and what it means when that land is taken away from them. I grew up.
So yeah, feel free by the way, Emily, to interrupt at any point, but yeah, feels all very like social self-prezi and also like 90 and 60.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I
lots of
was
attachment
shocked.
there.
I have to be honest, I was shocked, like based on what I mean, I guess I remember her most from American Horror Story Coven, where she plays this like stone cold bitch. And I was expecting her to be this like 3-wing 2, like, and then I'm every interview I watch, I'm like, oh, she's
Yeah.
this very soft, like nice, like kind of 9-wing 1 actually.
Yes,
Lots of
Emily, as our
self-trust too.
9-wing 1. Like, what do you see? Our social self-pres 9-wing 1.
Yeah, I could see it. Still thinking about the stacking because like maybe want to see a bit more, but definitely sexual blind because she's like so basic.
I mean,
Not
this
just basic, but like not trying to stand out at all.
maybe a little more SPSO, but like she's still talking about issues. And I think when you see her in her current, like later years interviews, like the SOSP comes across.
Yeah, because I've been trying to figure out, like, there's something I've noticed with how people's faces age. I don't know if it's social self-pres or it's like with the influence of one and other stuff. It's like, but like she's aged like this sort of like like kind
Well, I think it's SOSP, and that's why I also think maybe 3 Second is like
although she
getting
seems
a lot of work.
right? Like kind of
OSPs are, I think, the most likely to get a lot of work, and like 3s as well from the type perspective. So
I would imagine it would be more sexual thing to get work done, you know?
it
Yeah,
seems like a sexual blot, like
could be any of them.
it does seem a very SOSP thing. Like those people, like, because I've actually looked this. This will be a sidebar you can cut out, but just really quickly, I once analyzed a lot of those people who transform themselves like through plastic surgery and anime characters or like Barbies.
Yeah.
And they all seem like social self-pres types. And then when you look at a lot of social self-pres, I think it's like, I don't know, I think it's like it could be this XX blind thing. It's like I can't, I don't have a handle on my own attractiveness, so I'm just gonna get like work done to like
I guess,
compensate or something.
like I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get, and that's like me too. Like I started getting work done when I was like, I don't do plastic surgery, but cosmetic dermatology since a young age. Like it's just like I don't know. I'm not confident in my attractiveness or whatever, and it's like, but socially I want to be attractive, so I'm just gonna like get some work done and like keep up relatively age gracefully, have a useful appearance. I just think
But like the
when I
social
looked at those-
profile of attractiveness.
yeah, it does seem kind of like an easy SX blind lever to pull when you don't know what else to do.
I guess probably all types. Just I guess depends on like the motivation for why you're doing it. Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is like 3s obviously always have a huge motivation, but I think also like social self-pres, they don't have any like SX, they don't feel an innate SX like attractiveness or something within them, but they're social and want to remain attractive socially. So it's like, okay, dermatology, yes. Like, I don't know.
Up in Minnesota, and I lived always in rural communities, farm communities, And I just have tremendous respect for these people. And I wanted to do something that that honored them and at the same time could make more public somehow the situation that they're in now. That seems to be a very, I mean, it amazes me, and it amazed me tremendously when I first became involved in this project and we did our research in Iowa, that people really are not aware of what's happening to the independent family farmer.
This also this seems both attachment and social self-pres to me. Like, so 3, 6, 9 space.
I was like, I can't believe this is like, this is just not what I
Cost of the
expected.
character she's playing. Like what? Like what?
I was like, this is not what I expected.
And also I feel like 9s are also super like empathetic and like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you can like I could see a 9 specifically getting swept up in like they learn about the character and then they're like, oh my, like, because I feel like often 9s seem more heart centric than actual heart types. So.
Yeah, oh yeah, more, but yeah, very empathetic, very like, but like she has a just like the way she comes across as like kind of soft and amorphous, and I think she grows more into her 3 fix with age, and you can see in her like contemporary interviews more 3, but like there's still it's the 3 is still clearly not the dominant, and there's plenty of times when you can see that like she's just more of a gut like 9.
Yeah, like the way she's so like I'm uncomfortable in my like
Yeah.
rest in my
Yeah, well, she gets much more like, you know,
like she's
in her later years, but like you can still see how she's not like very comfortable with that naturally. I think it comes through in her in all her interviews, all the ones I've seen.
and like when she gets these Hollywood photos, like these sort of like on the red carpet ones, it does feel to me that social self-res 9-wing-1 swan thing where there's like some sort of it just feels
like Grace
Great.
Kelly. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
Kelly,
This elegance. Yeah.
yeah. It's like it's like beauty, but it's not like in your face like she's obviously very beautiful, but it doesn't feel like I don't know. Yeah, it feels
Something classic and
subtle
like
thing.
that transcends time, you know, kind of 90. Like 3s often are the victim of like being too hyper specific for their moment, I think, because they're so like assertive and trying to be
Madonna.
what is like trendy or like in right now. And like 9s can like lay back more and be more like classic and like transcend time.
This pose does look like a sexual blind person trying to be sexy.
So funny. Is this right? Is this what I do to look sexy? I don't know.
Yeah, but I almost feel like she needs to have a watch here. Like she's really like doing like an advertisement place.
Yeah.
Okay, we can keep, or I don't know. We can watch something when she's
Yeah, let's watch like one of her contemporary interviews.
yeah, because she's more intense with age. Okay, well I could just click on this. Watch this. I have watched it a bunch, but
Yeah.
I'm pleased to have her back at this table. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
After 11 years, you go back to Broadway.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean, it's, there are certain roles that even though you understand that it's going to be exhausting and physically, overwhelming and everything, but it's that thing of like, as an actor, you just want the chance to play that part.
Now, why is Mary that kind of part?
Well, now I played this role in London 16 years ago, and I have always wanted to revisit it. And I mean, for me at this point in my life, it's the greatest part I could possibly play. I mean, I think it's one of the best roles in American drama. And it is, what it does is it offers you like everything
Yeah.
as an actor you want to do. It's physical, it's emotional, it's, you know, I mean, it just covers everything from A to Z.
Tell us who Mary is if we haven't seen the play.
Also, it's like she's expressing, like, even just in her tonality and body language, just like how grateful she is. Like, it feels like she's just so grateful to be like
Yeah,
in
I
this
mean,
role, and like it just feels super.
yeah, she's like, I mean, I don't use the word humble, but like
Mhm.
too humble for a 3. And also, I've seen other interviews like contemporary where it's less like where you see more of like the shots like in between takes and whatever, and it's like I don't see an image core, like I see to me 911 just comes across very clearly.
She's also very like relaxing to listen to. Like she has a very
Yes, yeah, she's very melodic, very
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, she is married to an actor.
Suddenly now her voice sounds awful, but I don't know. I was hallucinated. Her voice sounded good anyways.
To James Tyrone. This is all now based very closely on Eugene
Right.
O'Neill's family, his mother and father, his brother, and himself.
And
That's
morphine
based.
addiction and
Yeah, and she is addicted to morphine and has been. I mean, in reality, his mother was addicted for 25 years, which is an awfully long time to sustain a habit like that. But and this is one summer's day in their life, and it covers tremendous ground in
I
that.
feel like she's 6 second. Like there's like this undercurrent of anxiety, I feel like, to what she's.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, like I said, I don't usually think much in terms of order. So yeah, 6 second makes sense. I mean, because I would go with 6 over 3.
It's a very violent scene. We were rehearsing. It's hysterical, and I'm kind of screaming, and there was this pounding on the door, and some neighbor had heard us and called the police. So we looked out the window. We were scared to death. Two cop cars had pulled up, and so I thought, oh.
Unless do you think she's SPSO? I don't know.
I would go with
Social
I would go with social self-pres, but I use stack ranges, so I would go for strong SB second.
I think social self-pres makes more sense so far. Because there is like this stiffness about her. It's either like a strong one wing or social self-pres.
Yeah. A 9 with like the Karen overlay and the Karen stacking. Not that I want to claim that as a social self-pres, but
Oh, this is the power of acting.
I didn't click on this one.
You put me down. Put me down. King Kong is my first IMDb credit.
Like, to me, King Kong, and also the remake, the one with what's her face, the Australian chick, Naomi, whatever Watts. I'm like, those are like the most romantic movies to me.
Well, I also want to put forward like I'm not saying 9s are the best actors, but
Yeah,
I think
see them being
they're more likely to be the best actors. And I think of all the actresses we're looking at today, like probably the ones who we considered like the best actresses are her, Jessica Lange, and Kathy Bates, who I both think are 9s. And I do think that while you can't just make a blanket statement that 9s are the best actors, like obviously not, but because I think Vivian Lee 4 and 3 is the best actress ever. We'll come to another day, but I do think 9s do have, because of their broadness and their ability to synthesize, like do have that ability to tap into many different ways of being that
Yeah.
are different from who they are as a person, whereas many other types are very, they struggle to act outside of their type. And I think like her and Kathy Bates are good examples of like 9s who are really good actresses,
Mhm.
who are able to portray types and like moods and emotions and a whole range of shit that's like outside of their baseline mode, So I think that, I'm not trying to make it, like I said, a blanket statement, like always 9s are better actors or whatever. Not, definitely not. But I think in general, not, there's a lot of 9s who are like very good actors because they can
Mhm.
tap into, they can portray themselves very differently when they get into the acting mode that
Totally.
other
Mhm.
types aren't able to do because they're too tied to like their natural like personality.
Yeah, the 9's like more fluid and
Yeah, more
can.
fluid. They're very
Yeah.
fluid. So it's like I said, I was shocked with Jessica Lange because I did not expect her to be like I expected her to be totally different as a person. And Kathy Bates similarly, like I wasn't sure what to expect with her, but I also think she's a 9, and they're both probably like the best, objectively speaking, actresses in this universe we're talking about. And
Like to me,
they're both
Kathy
9s.
Bates seems sort of one or two note a little bit, but Jessica Lange, yeah, it's like she, and I think what you said about 9s, like that all makes sense to me. And I think because there is something I think more vulnerable about 9s than about other types often, where I think it registers as like universal in some way, where like what is that saying that people like project onto like 3, 6, 9s, like they can become
Mhm.
like you're kind of projecting onto them. And so, and I feel like because she has this sort of tender female, it's like she's beautiful but without the sort of threatening like
Mhm.
vixen sort of quality that some other beautiful actresses have, like.
But like I was able to project onto her as well because like I knew her most from American Horror Story Coven, where she plays like a total bitch, like a hardcore boss bitch. And I'm like, oh, this chick's a 3-wing 2 or like a 3, like she's not. She's just like good at acting as one.
9-wing 1, 6-wing 7, 3-wing 2 social self-pres.
Yes.